Welcome back to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast, the one and only Fast and Furious podcast.
And I'm Jason.
And I am Ryan. And we're happy to have you here on this fine Monday morning, listening to and watching through minute 60.
Of the Fast and the Furious.
Yep. Minute
Number 4. Oh boy.
Wow. Another shot. Gee,
Another. This is my first one for the night. You're supposed to do these with us.
Yeah. All right.
Next time.
One
Cheers.
of our fine patrons brought us. Remember when
Yeah.
Bikes and Beards would have like their giveaway nights and
Yeah.
people bring them food like pizzas and ice cream?
Yeah.
We have people bringing us alcohol.
That's right.
Yeah, what's
Thank
better?
I found it in the back of the freezer. So
Oh,
Oh, that is not Fireball.
I don't know what that is.
it's just Ezra Brooks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was cloudy.
Cloudy with a chance of flavor.
Yeah. So good.
So did you know Dr. Disrespect has his own bourbon?
Guess I'm sleeping over. What?
You know Dr. Disrespect?
Yeah.
He has his own bourbon
Wow.
called Black Steel, which is the name of his mullet.
Really?
And
That guy's
his
pretty
commercial is
cool.
so good. I tried to get some, but it's sold out. He's had 2 releases.
really?
The initial one and the
Is it
second one.
expensive?
I don't know. Sold out.
See, when you're famous, you can just like hire some random company to make you some generic. And this, look,
I don't want it.
I'm a
to drink.
pessimist,
I just
or-
want it to be like, wow, look at this bottle. Isn't that cool?
yeah. Has anybody ever said, I'm a realist, and then you've been like, oh, this is like, I appreciate what you're about to tell me? I'm just saying, anytime somebody tells you outright, I'm just a realist,
Wait.
I feel like they're telling you
like they
that
were rude to you or
something
somebody.
rude or something offensive or something that people don't want to hear.
Right. Yeah.
You're not like, you know what? I really like having a realist in my life. So I'm going to say I feel like I'm a realist when it comes to this, that it's often somewhat faked, the quality of high-end liquors and wines and things like that. Put your Rubik's Cube down. This is not that boring.
So you mean like, just because it's high end, like because someone told you it was $300 for a bottle, you're like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah, and then you start picking it apart. I'm like, all right, some people have experience with these things, so they can pick apart different flavors and things. But I'm like, a cheaper, like the difference between a $50 bottle of wine and a $200 bottle of wine, I bet aren't there.
Right.
I bet it's all in the like novelty
Mm.
of the company selling the 200 bottle, like limited release, or like convincing people it's that high.
Right.
Same with like whiskey. Like at a certain point, I feel like whiskey is like good, and then there's like spices or whatever
Right.
people add.
I just feel like at some point
Excuse
you're
me.
become so famous that you could put your name on whatever and it'll sell.
Right, and it could be like a local bourbon,
Right.
and people are like, "This is amazing. I
Right.
paid $300 a bottle," but you're like, "Is it actually that good, or does it seem good because you paid?" Like, I just took a shot of cold Ezra Brooks, and it was terrible because I didn't know it was Ezra Brooks ahead of time.
If you had known, it'd be like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
I
like,
knew it
oh,
was
I
Ezra
can
Brooks.
appreciate the terribleness of it.
I mean, Ezra Brooks is almost the worst whiskey you can buy.
Really?
Yeah, it's bottom shelf.
Nah.
Yeah.
What's the company that makes like bad everything?
Jacquins.
Jacquins.
I
Yes.
mean, I don't know.
Yes.
Hawkins,
Jacquins.
whatever.
It's
Yeah.
Jacquins.
Do they
or
make
Hawkins.
whiskey? They make rum.
I bet they have
They make-
gin. They
Oh, okay.
have. I don't know if they have vodka.
Yeah.
I just.
I mean, at least Ezra
Look.
Brooks is in a glass bottle.
I do know. High-end tequila.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the dollar amount difference is, but cheap tequila is so bad.
But you even
So
notice
bad.
the difference between the Hawkins, Jacquins,
Jacquins.
gin and the gin that I got the one time, because you're like, oh, this tastes different
Oh.
than what I got, because I buy the. I mean, it's still not
Right.
expensive,
But just because something's different
right?
doesn't mean
it
it's
tastes
better, because
right.
a lot of alcohol in general is like not good. Like
right.
alcohol is interesting because anytime somebody tells you, like, wow, this drink's really good,
Right.
the criteria for good are how strong it is based on how much you can tell there's alcohol in it. Like,
Yes.
how much alcohol is in it based on how much you can tell.
Right.
Like, you can have a drink called a pickle shot,
Oh,
and you're like, oh, that wasn't bad at all.
right.
Like, that's pretty good. Like, yes, but nobody is on a Saturday afternoon
Right.
or Tuesday afternoon, like, you know what? I might drink
Some pickle
2
juice.
tablespoons of pickle juice.
Right.
But because it was 40 proof or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
I sure
We
do.
also tested this with light beers,
Yeah.
where you have people that are like, oh, this Natty Light is the way to go, or Yingling, or whatever. And what we found was, do you remember
People
this?
don't know. Well, we did it on 2 people, and one of them, I would say one of them guessed right, and one of them guessed wrong.
Yes.
We did it on our
And
wives.
what we found was, like, people can tell a flavor difference, but they can't actually tell which one's which.
Right. Yeah.
Because, yeah. So, like,
And when it comes to cheap
oh,
beer,
it does taste different, but you're like, oh, you're that opinionated about something that you're.
and I feel like when it comes to cheap beer, it's just like, okay, this one tastes different than this one, but both of them don't really taste that great.
Right.
But it's still cheap beer, and people will.
What about expensive beer?
I bet cheap beer outsells good beer 10-1.
Are you saying cheap beer like
Light beer,
Michelob?
light beer outsells
Okay,
good
light
beer.
beer. Yeah, because, like, I feel like Michelob would be, like, more expensive light beer compared to, like, Natty Light
Right. Yeah.
and Miller Light, and but the flavors aren't that different.
But there's a reason that people are buying more of the cheap beer, light beer,
Why do you think that is?
because it's just easier to drink. It's not as.
Yeah,
It's
I
just.
agree.
Like
you-
it's not like a event to drink it.
right.
It's just.
Exactly. That's what I think. Like,
Yeah.
you can spend an evening drinking them, several,
Right.
and not ruin your night
Right.
and day
Right.
the next day.
Right.
It's-
Then you move to a natty daddy.
Yeah,
And
Ryan got these Natty Daddies.
they are
Check
intense.
these things out. Natty Daddy. So this is natural. Is that the company? Natural.
Yeah, natural ice.
Natural Light.
Natural,
Natural.
ice.
No,
No,
natural.
Natural.
Ice. Ice is one of their beers. What's the
Oh,
company
yeah.
here? Brewed and canned by Anheuser-Busch, of course. All right, so
Yeah, I don't know
you
the
got
actual
your
company name.
Natty Light. You got Natty Ice, which is like, I was always told any ice beer is a beer that they took and froze. Like, they cool it down and the water freezes before the alcohol, and then they take the ice off of it.
Oh,
So it removes a bunch of the water, and then they warm it, whatever. They bottle it.
right.
And then the alcohol concentration is higher because they
Right.
removed that water from it.
Like Molsum ice,
Yes.
natty
Canadian.
ice.
Yes.
And
Keep
so
going.
it like I think natty ice is like 6.5%.
Yeah. Well, Natty
Natty
Daddies,
Daddies.
though, we don't know how they make it. These suckers are 8%, and they are hard to drink. Not good at all.
They sell these at like not fast food, gas stations, and like the
Okay.
25-ounce
Oh,
cans.
like 40s, but in a can.
Right.
That's
But
what
instead
it
of
reminds me of,
40,
like
it's
a
25.
Steel Reserve
Right. Yeah.
or a Hurricane. You know?
Colt 45.
Colt 45. We should do a 40 episode night.
Where they're strapped to our hands.
Yeah.
Edward 40 hands.
Yeah, and we have to.
How
Duck-
will I manipulate the keyboard and mouse?
We need an
That'd be
assistant.
difficult. Yeah.
Or you can use the tip after you finish it
I only use the tip.
all the time. All right.
And this is minute 60.
Of the Fast and the Furious.
No,
Did we
just
not start
Fast and
this?
Furious. Just Fast and Furious.
Okay. And congratulations to the winner
Yeah.
of the t-shirt competition. Great idea for that
I can't
quote.
believe you picked that quote, and it was so good that we picked it.
Oh wait, we got some comments here on the live stream. Back-to-back champ. Let's
So
do
we're
a
talking about Dr.
blind taste
Disrespect.
test stream.
Uh,
We should.
We should. We should buy a bunch of cheap.
Aftershocks.
Wait, cheap whiskeys or cheap cheap beers?
I have an idea.
Okay.
we have very soon upcoming. Well, we have a couple events. First, we're going to be at Fuel Fest.
Yeah.
Check us out there. Find us. If you see our shirts, we have QR codes on them. We should
Yeah.
have wore those tonight. Where are they?
They're
In the mail.
they're in the mail.
Okay.
I got the 4 that the QR codes don't work on.
Oh, you can't like restart them?
No,
Never mind. Okay.
yeah.
We don't need to talk about that. There was an issue with our shirts.
Yeah.
So, the other event is our movie night.
Right.
And the movie night, we could have a taste testing competition to win a shirt
Oh.
and film it.
Oh, filming it just adds a whole nother.
You want TikTok bits, Ryan. That's what you're all about. You're always about my
I've-
TikTok. I'm going to be TikTok famous.
I don't think I'm about that. Our
No.
last couple clips, I didn't even post to TikTok.
All right, you're right.
I don't have TikTok.
I split all those up for you, bro.
No. I'm talking about like I post those to Instagram
Oh, okay. Good.
sometimes.
All right, we'll talk about the filming part. But
Okay.
we could give a t-shirt away.
Right.
Like maybe the misprint
Right. We should.
with a taste test competition. So people are going to have to try different light beers. Minimal investment from us. We're buying the beer anyway.
What we should do
and-
is to just have an undisclosed beer, and then we have people have a survey A through D
Okay.
of like, is it Coors Light, Miller Light, Bud Light, or Natty Light,
Okay.
and then they just fill out what they think it is based on the flavor.
Okay.
Is that good, or you need a comparison? You need to be like A, B.
I was thinking like bracket style. You go up against somebody, and then you both get a shot glass of beer,
Okay.
and whoever's right moves on. And if you're both right, you do another set,
Mm.
and another one, and another one.
But some of our patrons don't drink.
Well, that night they will,
Disqualified.
or
Disqualified.
they're disqualified. I think.
We'll work through the details, but I like where this is going.
Okay, stay tuned. But you don't want to live stream that.
We'll see.
We could
It's just like
we
a
could set up a
a-
table, have like a thing. Oh yeah, this would be good. All right, so we are 0 seconds into this minute.
yeah. Let's get into it. All right. This is minute 60.
FBI headquarters. They said get the cameras on it because the
This is
heat.
Border Patrol.
Yeah, Border Patrol says get the camera on it because the heat sensing camera wasn't working.
Yeah. So the
So-
camera has to, like, they're rerouting the camera to look at where the heat signature came from, but the camera is so far from that, and it only moves at one speed.
Yes,
Aftershock knows. He says 9:23. That's when the movie night is,
man.
and he's coming out from Florida for it.
Yes, that's so cool.
I mean, the southern end of
and we're
United
paying
States, I
for
don't wanna-
half his ticket.
yeah. I looked up tickets from
Half his ticket here.
Sarasota to Lancaster, to Harrisburg, is only $68. So if he can't make that, I will buy his ticket
Yeah,
if
Both
he
ways?
flies here.
I just said we'll pay half his ticket round trip. So one way. He's got to pay the other way. Come on, Aftershock. All right. So, scene change. We see Dom in his car, and we get a audible "Hurry up, you've been tagged." Which,
Right.
while we were watching, I was like, "What's that mean?" And we decided it meant she somehow knows they were noticed on the Border Patrol cameras.
Right.
She has some connection to that, so she says, "Hurry up." Like they weren't
Like
hurrying already.
They were just cruising like 20 miles an hour.
But if she knows that, then she probably knows they have 45 seconds.
So
So-
we can see from this footage here where the crew is
Yes, we get
and
dark.
where the camera's pointing. So they
Yeah.
have,
Yeah,
I
so
want
the
to say
cameras,
60 degrees.
the camera's panned hard to the right, and Border Patrol's trying to get the camera lined up with where they saw the heat signature or whatever. And these guys are cooking, and they're all in a line. So the guy in the back's really just getting roasted with dirt. Like, bad spot to be.
Who is in the back?
What do we
So
got?
we got Mustang, Chevelle, Skyline. So the G35's in the back.
Yeah, what's the front car here?
That's a Ford Torino.
The Torino, the one running nitro meth.
Yeah.
Okay. From Dom's dream. So, Dom, who we know has a personal vendetta, gets out of line.
All right.
Literally.
Yeah, so they're riding in a straight line,
Yes, they're all in a straight line, lined up, bumper to bumper, cruising.
and Dom's
like,
in third,
yes,
and he gets out of line. Behind him is Brian.
yes.
He gets out of line. Brian literally looks in his rear view.
Oh, you can't see much. A lot of dust.
Oh, maybe he's just looking to the left. It looks like he's looking in his rear view, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he's looking at Dom, and he says, "Try to get back in for." No, that's
no,
not him saying
Giselle
that.
over the.
Giselle says it.
Oh man.
Oh no, we got a delivery.
Yeah,
Making us shut our eyes.
Close your eyes.
we're still in the same minute as last time.
Keep your
Yeah.
eyes closed.
They're closed.
All right.
Jason's weren't.
Well, I'm
Okay.
concerned. What am I
You-
gonna see?
Don't
to
open
ring?
your eyes.
Are we drinking this?
Yeah.
All right. Can you narrate what's happening, Mel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're about to enjoy a wonderful. Oh no, you gotta. There's a chaser included in it. Get,
Oh,
get it all.
what are you making us?
It's a
Oh,
salty turd.
Did you get? Are you googling drinks or something up there?
there's something in the bottom of this one.
There's
That was a
floater in
chunk
there.
of
Peanut butter?
I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of good.
Eat it.
Caramel. Protein.
Yeah, the peanut butter is good.
Mm.
But with my eyes closed, I didn't want to drink it.
If there was, yeah. All right, can you tell them what just happened?
Okay.
Thank you. I
So-
told you you're supposed to do them with us.
Are tied for first,
I feel like I should have water.
or tied for first best looking patron.
Oh, okay.
2 people tied for first in that.
Yeah, my wife and your wife.
Right. Just brought us a shot of salty caramel whiskey with a chaser inside of it of peanut butter.
Is it a chaser, or is
It's
it
just part
a
of it.
lump that smacks you in the lips when you're least expecting it?
If I had looked at it, I could shoot it with it, but not being able to see it, I just didn't know what I was doing.
It was actually good.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't want to
It's like,
like
maple candy.
take. Yeah, I feel like I didn't need the peanut butter though.
I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, salty caramel whiskey is just good by itself. So,
Yeah, that's true. Plus there was salt on it. All right, so
so Toretto gets out of line. Like he wants to be up right behind.
yeah, we're on back
the
in the minute
Torino.
now. Yeah, it like, and you get the idea. He's trying to have his revenge. He's trying to catch up to wreck the Torino, and Brian's like concerned. He's like, "Oh no, Dom."
This is not the time for it.
Yeah, but it wasn't. He didn't do that.
Right.
Did he even pass anybody?
He was third. He passed the Mustang.
So that's silly. Now you like put a target on your back for being like reckless.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So they're heading towards like a mountain range.
Yeah.
So they're on flat desert.
Is that how it is?
And
They
there's a
came-
mountain, a
They
cliff.
came out of the mountains. It was a long flat area. Now they're going into mountains.
Yeah, the salt flats. That makes sense.
But
If that's where they
Utah.
are. Yeah.
That's
they
where
were
they're
in
filming.
Utah. So they're heading straight towards them, and they're supposed to be in a line. It turns out there's like a little tunnel.
Yeah.
Right before they get there, Dom cuts back in so he doesn't wreck into the
And
cliff.
it's like got a motorized garage door that opens just in time.
Was it motorized?
I mean, it opened by itself. so
Wait, can I see that again? Back that up.
here's the
Yeah,
cliff.
Back that up. I would feel like you just put like reeds across it, and the reeds
Yeah,
would
see?
open naturally when you hit them.
Cuts back in. There's Dom.
Yep.
Look right there.
It is literally a
It's
motorized.
like a garage door. Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
the pulley and everything.
There's actually like infrastructure inside the tunnel. For
So this was like a tunnel that they would use for like mining of some sort.
no, you think?
Well,
Aren't
once
they
we
gonna
get into
cross
it-
to the U.S. through this tunnel?
Yeah, maybe not mining, but they have it like all like studded out. I don't know how else to
Yeah,
say it.
I
but,
feel like they. Yeah, it looks like that, but they built this, I think, to
Just for
escape to the
this.
U.S.
Oh, okay.
Somebody had to time that garage door opener perfectly. You know that those things are not that consistent.
No.
Also,
You're like
not that big
you're
of
like
a deal.
in front of it, and you're like click, 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 click.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you
there
got to
we
be
go.
100 feet away.
Right.
Also, not that big of a deal if it was already open. What's somebody
Right.
gonna notice?
Right.
But it was like literally 3/4 of the way up when the car goes shooting in. So they made it safely. And we should also point out the camera that they were swinging over. That was that a thermal imaging camera?
No, they said they were still waiting for that one to come on. Oh, this one does look thermal
That
imaging, doesn't
right,
it?
because the one showing on the screen, so they panned it over, and just as they got it to the right position, those cars had gone into the tunnel, so they don't see anything. But
But these people don't know their cars. They just
right,
something triggered the camera.
but the camera shows thermal imaging.
Right. Right. Something triggered
So
it. Some warm thing. Could have been an animal.
yeah,
Could have been a human. But whatever it was, he says, they're
They're
gone.
gone.
They are gone.
right. Like
He says.
he knew it was something. Like it wasn't an elephant.
Right.
It wasn't a camel.
Right. It wasn't a solar
water
flare.
buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He said
immediately, they say, get the helicopters to cover it.
oh my word. Not a wildebeest ran into our camera range and then backed up.
Right. Get the helicopters out to verify that.
We literally picked up a beeping sound, got nothing, and that was it.
So now we have these cars driving in this catacombs. Call them catacombs?
No, I would
Mines?
not. Escape shafts.
Okay. And it is the exact width of a car. Whatever car you're
Yeah.
thinking of, it's that width.
Yeah, and they're going fast.
Yeah, they were going as fast as they could into this thing.
I mean, all right, Ryan, be a little more generous. If a car is 7 foot wide, the tunnel is 9 foot wide
That G35 looks like it's barely fitting. I'll
on
be
the
honest.
inside. He's got a little gap on the left, but it's tight.
It's tight. And
It's
they've never
tight.
driven through this before.
There's room for the cameraman that's standing right here.
You ever drive on a road that you haven't been on before? And there's turns coming up. You see signs for
Yeah.
upcoming turns, and you're still like, oh, I better slow down a little bit because I don't know
Right.
this road very well.
And there's dust from the Sahara Desert.
These people are 6 feet away
Ruthless.
from each other's bumpers, just cruising through these mines.
Cruising for a bruising.
So if it's cruising, you're bruising. If it's rubbing, you're racing. If it's
That's right. Thrifty Ginger will like that one.
okay, so now the helicopter is reporting back to the Border Patrol saying we're 40 seconds out.
Man, they have this time perfectly. Like they have somebody on the inside.
Yeah.
It takes 45 seconds to pan the camera from right to left. And it takes 40 seconds for a helicopter to take off, drive across New Mexico, and arrive at the border.
Right.
Can you imagine?
So are they flying to the
we gotta
American
finish
side?
this minute, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I just want to say, being Border Patrol where nothing happens has to suck. Like nothing is happening at all.
Right.
But when something does happen, it's probably like really intense.
Exciting, yeah.
Right. So like I feel like a terrible setup where you become complacent because nothing's happening at all. And then when it does need to happen, you're not ready for it.
I feel like
These guys were ready for it.
the guy who like calls the helicopters, like, get the helicopters out here. I feel like they call the helicopters and they're like, hey, was that Gary requesting helicopters again?
Yeah.
Because last time it was just a wildebeest, and we're not wasting fuel on a wildebeest.
Yeah. They're
So they're
not
just like-
native here anyway.
What's the chances of 2 wildebeests in 6
Right.
months?
And
So
what is the difference between a wildebeest and a water buffalo?
I don't know. What's the difference between a water buffalo and a regular
Mozzarella
buffalo?
cheese.
Wait, water buffaloes have the horns?
I don't know, but they make mozzarella, I learned.
Where did you learn that? Was that on this podcast?
That was on this podcast. I ate some today, and I thought about that.
Like, no, this is
I
made
thought
from
it said
buffalo cheese.
whole milk mozzarella, and I said, no, it ain't.
Which still could be whole milk, just not from a cow. It's from a buffalo.
You're right.
Buffalo's milk.
Oh, you win. All right.
All right, so they have 30 seconds, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what for. 30 seconds till what?
Did this happen in the minute we saw?
Yeah.
I think that's next minute.
Okay.
So we get some subtitles on our screen that says, you have 30 seconds. We don't know if that, like, subtitles, they can use some improvement. We can put a man on the moon 50 years ago. Like, subtitles can show up at the right time. You ever watch a Netflix show and like the subtitles show up and you're reading it like, what? And then you have
Right.
to watch for 30 seconds as they slowly talk it out.
Right.
Man,
I just
come on. I
What
can't
was
turn
I
my volume
watching?
up that high. I got kids.
I was watching something like a comedy special or something, and that does not work with subtitles. Comedy
no.
does not work with
Right.
subtitles because you're seeing it before you're hearing it,
Yes. And
and timing
timing
is so
is
important.
everything.
that,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But it also is important, I feel like, in drama.
yeah.
Less critical, but still important.
Timing,
So
yeah.
in podcasting, I hope we didn't ruin next minute for you. But the only way to find out,
Is to listen to the next minute.
that's right.
And congratulations again to the winner of the free T-shirt.
It
And
looks awesome.
I hope to see you all at Fuel Fest September 9th.
Didn't that just happen? It's soon. That's like
It's
in
soon.
a
It's
couple
really
days.
soon.
Yeah.
September 9th,
Find us there.
New Jersey. We'll be there.
We'll give
be
you
wearing
free
shirts.
stuff. We got
Yeah.
free stuff to give you.
Got a backpack full of stickers and keychains
That's right.
to give out. So come see us there. And
That's right.
thanks for listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And always remember,
Winning's winning.